Big breakthrough for me, Ed. Today, I figured out your strategy from the feet. You shoot for a pretty good takedown, either a single leg or a double leg. If you can get it, you can get it. But if not, you pull guard super effectively. It's a great strategy. I think more people should use it. Shooting for the takedown first and then pulling guard when you can is a great strategy. Great hip heist here, but I have your lapel behind your leg. So as soon as you get up, I engage my guard, which is a deep De La Riva. Bit of a different approach here. I was looking for the spider guard on the opposite side, as this is actually a Leandro low position. So in his instructional, he shows this lapel position as his first and most effective sweep. Here is that deep De La Riva I was talking about. Very hard to disengage, and I'm looking for your back. Really excellent inversion work here, Ed. You almost got to my back here. I think if you had spun around a little bit, you would have been able to force me into a turtle position and attack my back with that solid belt grip you have there. Just a little more inversion and you almost had my back.
Here I was going for the darce. Obviously, it's not ideal to do it in the gi, but I felt I had a good bite with my left arm very deep. As you can see, I had a good connection with my hands behind your neck, and I felt like I could finish if I could get a little bit deeper. But obviously, you had really good body positioning, and I noticed that you grabbed my belt. That is a very interesting darce defense that I've never seen before, and I think it's really good. It keeps your head in a position where I can't really put a lot of choking pressure on it because you're chasing my torso with your body and spinning around. Yeah, I think it's a really good way to get into that really familiar side control guillotine position that you like. little bit of a tactical mistake on your part. I had a good leg grip and I was able to twist you around to face away from me and then get a deep collar grip. You had a good chance to go into deep half, but I was shutting that down and looking to go into crucifix. That is the sequence that I will be attempting every time you go for the deep half. Pulling your arm back, and the real emphasis is going to be getting that bottom leg underneath your armpit and pulling you up onto my body. That will be the key detail in order to finish from the crucifix position. Really nice roll here, trying to go for a half guard back take roll. I just adjusted my position to follow you. I think if you actually flared your leg out and went into a back step 411 position, there would have been a knee bar for you. Obviously, really good attempt of the arm bar after a baseball back choke attempt, and then a good takedown to guard pull. I see that's really what you're working as an opening move, and I have to be really cognizant. I can't just defend the takedown. I have to address the guard pull as well. This was the first close guard sequence of the day, and you did your very familiar close guard pass of getting your right arm underneath my right leg and then going for a deep half over under pass scenario. I was able to shut that down by attacking your back as soon as I could, and then trying to use your right arm, rather to trap your right arm well as you're using it, to use your weapon against you and trap your right arm against your body as I could get to your back. But here I'm attacking Ezekiel's and trying to go for a heavy crossface. I feel like I have a good position shutting your escapes down, keeping you flat on your back, and then I'm slowly feeding it in, but you do a really good job defending and I don't finish here. This was a really good sequence. You were able to get into a knee bar position. I think if you were to feed your left arm to my toes, you would be able to toe hold me as well. I tried for the knee turn escape, but you were able to just get your hip onto my knee. And with the friction of the gis, I could not get my leg out. Great knee bar. A little bit of another tactical mistake I think you'll be able to address extremely quickly is you get into this deep half position with your arm in, but you're facing away from me a little too much. I think if you pummeled with your left hand and get that underneath that grip I have on your collar, and then turn into me a little more, you'll be able to engage your guard more effectively and shut down the crucifix back take. Right now, as you're leaning into the deep half, you're facing away from me. I would keep me in front of you, but still try to get that arm in at the same time. Maybe even on the far leg, as opposed to that near leg that you like attacking. I think one of the best things that you do is rotating at the right time. Pretty much in any position that I feel like I have your back but you're on top of me, I'm not in a good position because you're able to escape the control and turn and face me into side control super effectively. So with you, I have to really make the emphasis of not attacking your back, but staying on top. Because your top side control game is very good. You're good at shutting down most escapes and then getting arm bars when the person gives even a little inch of their arm separation from their torso. This was the bicep slicer though. Really good work. This was the second close guard sequence. I was pulling your arm across the center line. I noticed that you were leaned very forward into that direction without a post. So I shifted my hips and I did a very traditional sweep. And then from here, I was going for another Ezekiel, but you do another really good job defending. I don't think I finish. This is what I mean when I talk about persistence. You just did not let me settle into a really good back position. You kept your posture forward and made sure that my weight was forward, and eventually I couldn't hold on long enough. And it's just that extra move that you're willing to make that separates really good people from bad people, is the insistence and persistence of making sure that you don't let bad things happen and only allow good things to happen. It's a skill. Tried to lock in a Kimura from here, but you did a really good job locking in the half guard, then that deep half, and then being super patient, just looking for an inch of space. And as soon as I give it to you, the arm's out. Another really well-timed rotation to side control. This really shows the importance of being on top rather than being on the person's back. If I tried to emphasize being on top more, these positions would be more rare, as I wouldn't follow your back, I would just follow to stay on top. This sequence plays out a lot for us. You go for the armbar off of some sort of choke attempt from bottom position from me, and then I slip out the arm when you go for the armbar. I eventually sink in a calf slicer here. Obviously, it's a shootout when you initiate a leg lock battle, and with me, it's always a 50-50 proposition. One of my favorite sequences of the day, I go for a quick armbar off of a sleeve pull, and you do that rotational spinning floating armbar escape to the back. Just really good defense to offense. I thought I could cinch in a good armbar there. I thought I was fast enough. Obviously not. Did not think I'd catch you with this one today. The good old Peterson roll. That's your move. Just didn't expect your hand to be that deep in the armpit. Obviously, an easy mistake to correct. Something to look out for. Something I haven't done in a while, but something always that is there for turtle defense. This was just the funny sequence. I was going for the 50-50 armbar on you, and then eventually you try the 50-50 armbar on me, and then eventually you decide you have good position and you ankle lock me. Always a good option. I think I need to explore 50-50 a little bit more in the gi, because without the heel hook, I am a little lost. This baseball bat choke isn't always going to work because this timing of the armbar. I gotta try it though. Every time I get armbarred is one less time I'm gonna get armbarred. I wanted to play this out, this sequence specifically, because you can really see expert level back defense. You do a really good job making sure I can't progress. So I try for hooks and you strip them. And then as soon as they're stripped, you start rotating. As soon as you start rotating, I have to adjust. So I'm adjusting my position and then going for knee bars, going for rotation. Here is that change of strategy that I really wanted to employ, is staying on top rather than chasing your back, as I felt it was a lost position. A little bit of an arm triangle defense sequence here. I really like this defense where you grab your own leg. Prevents a lot of arm triangles and it forces me to reconsider. But you do this really nifty escape here. I still don't completely understand how to do it, but somehow you're able to sit up and then you actually kind of like initiate me being on your back. So you give up a little bit of a good position where we're both seated, and then you slide down into a deep half position to get away from me. Really, really nifty escape. This was the closest I got to a choke, but you were able to escape. I think this is one of the best sequences to really see how you would do a good defense from the back against someone who's bigger and a little bit stronger. You can see you're paying attention to both things very effectively, making sure you're shutting down the choke, making sure you're shutting down the hooks, and then rotating when you feel like you have a chance to rotate. And you get to a good position. It's amazing. It's just really amazing back defense. And then from here, the knee on belly, it's just really good. I have good side control defense. I can escape a lot of positions, but you're so good at isolating the limbs and making sure I move the way you want me to move. Oh, and then that little lapel detail, I didn't notice that. You were going for the back, and then you go for the arm bar. That's a really good detail I didn't notice. Thanks for the rolls, Ed. Always a good time. I'll see you next week.